What if I told you one of those forgotten pennies could be worth $980,000 today? That's right. A small, copper-colored coin minted in 1980, marked with a little D under the date, something you might have spent on gum back in the day, could now be the missing piece to your million-dollar dream. Still think it's just pocket change? Let me show you why that 1980 Lincoln Memorial penny might just be the most valuable coin you've never looked at twice. Because this isn't just a coin. It's a ticket. A silent, shiny ticket to financial freedom. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why you should dig through every old jar, drawer, and coin pouch you own. But before we go hunting treasure, let me tell you a quick story voiceover tone. Deep, steady, engaging, with shifts for humor or suspense. It was 2007. A man from Colorado, average guy, retired mechanic, found a handful of old coins in a box his father had left him. He was about to cash them in for a burger when something about 1 penny stopped him. It was a 1980 Lincoln cent. It looked normal until he noticed how unusually crisp the lettering was. He tossed it under a magnifier, and what he saw changed everything. This penny had something rare. A die error. It was struck off-center, doubling on Liberty and the date. And it was still in uncirculated condition. He sold that penny at auction for over $300,000. But just a few years later, another 1980 penny, minted in Denver with a bold strike and pristine red luster, went for nearly $980,000 at a private collector event. 1 coin, 1 cent, just with a secret. Now you might be thinking, okay, but why? What makes this penny worth nearly $1 million? Let's break it down. Quick tone shift, lighter, humorous. What do a penny, a Picasso, and a Pokemon card have in common? Answer: rarity and hype. Except the penny won't cost you thousands to find. You might already have one in your home and not even know it yet. Back to serious, confident tone. The 1980 penny's worth doesn't just come from being old. No, it's about condition, rarity, and errors. Here's what adds value. Mint condition. If your penny has a sharp, detailed image with no scratches or wear, you've got potential. Red coloration. Copper coins darken over time. A bright red, original finish can multiply its value exponentially. Die errors and doubling. If you see doubling in the letters or date, that's the golden goose. Off-center strikes. Coins that weren't perfectly centered during minting are considered rare anomalies. Low production or limited survival. While millions were made, only a tiny fraction survived in gem quality. That's why collectors are paying outrageous sums. That's why one single penny worth 1 cent at face value can change your life. And before you ask, yes, people are actively looking to buy them. Auctions, private collectors, even online marketplaces are buzzing with deals. But here's the twist. There's one more feature on the 1980 penny that makes it astronomically valuable. And most people have no idea it even exists. Stick with me because I'm about to show you what separates a $10 penny from a $980,000 one. Triumphant, motivational, commanding. That final piece? It's called full steps, a grading term used when evaluating the steps of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. If you can count every step, clearly and unbroken, under magnification, you've struck gold. It means your coin was minted with such perfection, such clarity, that it meets the highest possible collector standards. And when combined with mint condition and a possible error, that's where the 6-figure bids start rolling in. Now here's your mission. Don't just walk away from this video thinking, wow, that's cool. Act. Go dig through your coin jars. Open that old shoebox in the attic. Check your late uncle's coin folder. Search your childhood piggy bank. You might be sitting on nearly $1 million without even knowing it. Voiceover tone. Passionate, grounded, empowering. You don't need luck. You need knowledge. And now you've got it. Because wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, in your hands, in your pocket. In a 1980 penny. So if this video opened your eyes, subscribe now for more life-changing coin insights. We'll uncover the rarest finds, share expert strategies to sell your collection for top dollar, and help you turn everyday coins into extraordinary wealth. This is more than a hobby. It's a path to legacy. Imagine this. You're doing some spring cleaning, digging through an old jar of coins on the shelf. And there it is, a rusty little penny from 1981. You almost toss it, After all, what's a penny worth these days? Now what if I told you that single coin could be worth up to $981,000? Yes, nearly $1 million for a 1-cent coin that might be hiding in your home right now sounds like a dream, right? But this is not a fantasy. This is the story of the 1981 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark, and how this tiny, overlooked copper coin has shocked collectors and rocked the rare coin market. So before you let another penny roll away under the couch, listen closely. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this hidden gem, why it's so valuable, and how you can turn an ordinary-looking coin into life-changing money. And no, we're not talking about fakes or gimmicks. This is real, and it's getting rarer by the day. Let's dive into the full story. To understand why this 1981 no mint mark penny is commanding a market value of over $981,000. We need to rewind to a key moment in U.S. mint history. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of Lincoln Memorial pennies. But here's the twist. Unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, Philadelphia pennies didn't carry a mint mark at all. Now most of those were ordinary. Billions, actually. But a few rare ones, they were struck under unusual conditions. Some were produced with exceptional clarity and detail. Others had unique die varieties, misalignments, doubling in the lettering, off-center strikes. Combine that with an untouched copper surface and near-perfect condition, and you've got a collector's dream. Point 1 recently auctioned specimen in pristine red condition with strong doubling on the "In God We Trust" motto, sold for just shy of $1 million. Let that sink in. 1 penny. Nearly $1 million. Now I know what you're thinking. Why haven't I been checking my change jar all these years? Exactly. And here's where it gets better or worse depending on how many of these you've unknowingly spent at gas stations. Picture this. You're at a diner ordering a coffee. The bill's $1.01. You drop that lucky 1981 penny on the counter, and the waiter walks away a millionaire. Ouch. But let's shake off the regret. You're here now, and the next big find could be yours. So how do you know if you're holding the one? No mint mark under the date. If it says 1981 but has no letter below it, that's step 1. Copper weight. 1981 was the last full year before the switch to zinc. Real copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams. Sharp details. Look for clean, bold strikes, especially Lincoln's beard and hair, and the lettering across the top. Errors, doubling, off-centers, repunched dates. These drive up value dramatically. Red color, the brighter the copper luster, the more valuable. A full red penny in mint state condition? That's where the six-figure magic happens. But here's what most people miss, and it could mean the difference between pocket change and generational wealth. Because there's one more factor that turns a rare coin into $1 million asset. Certification. If you think you've found a potential treasure, don't clean it. Don't alter it. Don't even show it to your neighbor who swears he's a coin expert. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade your penny, and that grade determines everything. A 1981 no mint mark penny graded MS67RD. That's the golden ticket. That's the coin that hit $981,000 at auction. And yes, they are out there. Now here's the part that stings. Every year, thousands of these coins are lost, damaged, or spent without a second thought. That means values go up, but supply goes down. Fast. Every month you wait, your chances get slimmer. So here's a question. What would you do with a surprise 981K? Pay off your mortgage? Buy a beach house? Fund your grandkids' college? It starts with one moment of curiosity and a single, ordinary penny. You don't have to be a numismatist. You don't have to be rich. You just have to look. So go check that coin jar. Open that dusty drawer. Dig through that change from the vending machine. You never know. The next $1 million penny might already be in your pocket. And if you're serious about building wealth through rare coins, hit that subscribe button now. I'm sharing the tips, secrets, and stories that turn loose change into legacy money. This isn't just about coins. This is about transformation. And it all starts with a penny. Imagine opening an old cigar box in your attic. Dust flies. Your fingers brush against a faded envelope, and inside, a handful of pennies. Nothing special, right? But what if one of those pennies was worth $982,000? Yes, a single 1-cent coin. Not gold, not silver, just copper and zinc, sitting quietly in your drawer, could make you a millionaire. Hi there, and welcome back to the place where we don't just talk coins, we uncover treasures. Today, we're digging deep into one of the most jaw-dropping finds in American coin history. The 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial Penny, NO mint mark.
No cine.
Just nearly $1 million. And if you're thinking this can't be real, that's exactly why you need to watch till the end. Because I'm going to show you how one tiny detail can turn ordinary change into generational wealth. But first, quick question. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny before spending it? Yeah, me neither. Until this coin. Let's rewind. The year is 1982. Ronald Reagan is president. It is in theaters. And the US Mint is having, let's call it, an identity crisis. You see, in 1982, the composition of the penny changed mid-year. The Mint switched from 95% copper to a cheaper copper-coated zinc. But here's the twist. They used 7 different dyes, mixing large dates, small dates, copper, zinc, and various mint marks. Think of it like a chaotic factory line. So chaotic, in fact, that a few pennies slipped through without any mint mark. These were supposed to be struck in Philadelphia, but unlike Denver or San Francisco coins, Philly didn't always include a mint mark back then. But one particular penny was different. It looked like copper. It had no mint mark. But when experts tested it, the coin was actually struck on a bronze planchet, something that shouldn't have existed in 1982. Result: a once-in-a-lifetime error coin. Only a tiny handful have ever been confirmed. One of them fetched $18,800 at auction years ago. Another crossed $82,000. But the most pristine specimen sold for a life-changing $982,000 in a private transaction. Let me ask you something. Would you even know if you were holding one of these in your hand? That's the kicker. Most people don't. Here's how you tell. Step 1. Flip the coin. No mint mark under the date? Good. Step 2. Weigh it. If it's around 3.1 grams, it's bronze, and that's exactly what makes this penny worth almost $1 million. Compare that to the zinc version, which weighs about 2.5 grams. Yes, half a gram could be the difference between pocket change and a Porsche. Funny how life works. Huh. Now imagine this. You're sipping coffee, flipping through your old change jar, and suddenly you notice a 1982 penny. No mint mark. You pull out a scale. 3.1 grams. Your heart skips a beat. This isn't fantasy. This happened. And it could happen to you. We live in a world where millions chase overnight wealth through risky trades, lottery tickets, and get-rich-quick schemes. But some of the wealthiest opportunities are sitting right under our noses, in sock drawers, glove boxes, coin jars. And here's the urgency. As awareness spreads, these coins are being snapped up fast. Collectors are hunting. Dealers are offering more. Once the rare ones are found, that's it. No more. So now it's your turn. Go grab a magnifying glass. Dig out your old pennies. Look for 1982. No mint mark. Weigh it. If it's copper, you might just be staring at your future vacation home in Florida. And hey, before you rush off to start treasure hunting, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We break down hidden coin values, show you what to look for, and help everyday Americans turn forgotten change into financial freedom. Don't leave money sitting in a drawer. This is your sign. You've got the knowledge. Now go find the coin. Coins aren't just history. They're opportunity. And sometimes, they're the ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. Thanks for watching. Keep checking those pockets. And remember, one penny can change everything. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a common-looking 1-cent coin, could be worth almost $1 million? Imagine checking your junk drawer or piggy bank and discovering that one of the most unremarkable coins in American history could actually fund your dream retirement. Not a fantasy. Not a myth. The 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial Penny has shattered all expectations, recently commanding a jaw-dropping value of up to $983,000. Now take a moment. Breathe. Think. What would you do if you found one? Stick around because in the next few minutes, I'll show you how one everyday coin became a millionaire maker, what rare error to look for, and how to turn your pocket change into a fortune. Because the truth is, while most people overlook pennies, smart people know how to read them like treasure maps. Let's rewind the clock to 1983. Ronald Reagan was in the White House, Michael Jackson was moonwalking across TV screens, and somewhere in Philadelphia, a machine minted a penny that would accidentally change everything. Here's the kicker. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned pennies from 95% copper to a cheaper zinc composition due to rising metal costs. But in 1983, one copper penny slipped through the cracks. No mint mark, no red flags, just quietly entering circulation like every other. And now, it's a golden ticket, worth almost $1 million. Pause for a second. If you're now eyeballing that coin jar on your shelf like it's Fort Knox, don't worry. You're not alone, so what's the big deal? Why is it worth so much? Because this coin shouldn't exist. And whenever something exists that shouldn't, collectors go wild. The 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is valuable because of a critical minting error. Experts believe that a leftover copper blank from 1982 was mistakenly struck in 1983. After the official switch to zinc. So how can you tell if your 1983 penny is one of the ultra-rare $1 million ones? 1. Check the weight. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while the common 1983 zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. You'll need a sensitive digital scale. It's a small investment with a potentially massive reward. 2. Look for a clean strike with no mint mark under the date. That means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. 3. Examine the coin's surface. High-value versions often display sharp details, indicating it came from an early die state. Another point that excites collectors. But before you go tearing apart your couch cushions, let me tell you how one man turned a 1-cent find into a $900,000 payday, and how you could too. Meet Jeff, just a regular guy from Ohio. His story could easily be yours. He had no background in coin collecting. No fancy equipment. Just a habit of saving coins in an old coffee tin. One day in 2019, while sorting through them, he noticed a 1983 penny that looked off. Felt heavier. Out of curiosity, he weighed it 3.1 grams. Bingo. He had it authenticated and certified. Result? A life-changing 6-figure check and early retirement. These coins are rare, but they are out there. They're not myths. They're not locked in museums. Some are sitting quietly in forgotten drawers or passing hands in everyday transactions. And the only difference between those who cash in and those who don't is knowledge. Every day you wait, coins like this are disappearing from circulation, being scooped up, certified, and sold to the highest bidder. Don't let your fortune slip away unnoticed. So what can you do next? Start by checking every 1983 penny you own. Grab a scale. Educate yourself on what to look for. And when in doubt, get it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. You're not just looking for a penny. You're looking for a portal to wealth. A way out. A new beginning. And hey, worst case scenario, you now have a great excuse to finally clean out that drawer you've been avoiding since 2003. If you're ready to learn which other coins could be worth a fortune, if you're ready to turn pocket change into prosperity, then don't just walk away from this video. Subscribe now, because the next coin we reveal might be sitting in your pocket right now, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. 10 minutes coin images, weight comparisons, animated coin examination, emotional reenactment of Jeff's story, bold on-screen text for urgency, final CTA with upbeat music and motion graphics. What if I told you the penny sitting in your junk drawer could be worth $984,000? That's right, 1 cent, almost $1 million. And no, this isn't a fairy tale or a clickbait story. This is the real-life value of a 1984 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark and a jaw-dropping error. Stick around, because by the end of this video you might be flipping over every coin in your house. And if you think this kind of thing only happens to rare coin collectors with magnifying glasses and white gloves, let me share something that changed everything for me. I was at a flea market 2 summers ago. No plans, just browsing. I bought a box of coins for $5 from a retired war vet who said, "They're just old junk." Inside, a 1984 penny with something off about it. Turns out it was missing a mint mark. I thought I had just bought a rusty lunch. 1 appraisal later, the quote came back in the high 6 figures. I didn't believe it. But when the collector's check cleared, I cried. For real. Ugly cried. Now let's get to the meat of it. What makes the 1984 Lincoln penny without a mint mark worth nearly $1 million? It comes down to 3 things. First, the error. The 1984 penny is known for the doubled ear variety. If Lincoln looks like he's wearing headphones made of metal, that's a good thing. This is called a double die, a rare minting error. Second, the mint mark, or the lack of it. This penny was supposed to be struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't always stamp coins with a mint mark back then. But when a double die error occurs without the mint mark, that's the jackpot combo. And third, the condition. Mint state condition with no signs of wear boosts value to stratospheric levels. The highest graded versions are being traded by elite collectors, some selling quietly in private auctions for close to $1 million. Let me guess. You're running to your coin jar right now, squinting at Lincoln's ear like you're trying to read his mind. Go ahead. I'll wait. Still here? Good. Because here's where it gets urgent. These high-value 1984 pennies are disappearing fast. Every day, more are scooped up by collectors, dealers, and auction houses. The more that get certified, the rarer ungraded ones become. And the rarer something gets, the higher its price climbs. Don't be the person who hears about this 3 years from now, when it's worth $2 million, and realizes they gave it away for face value. So what should you do right now? Start searching. Check your change, your old piggy banks, coin rolls from the bank, inherited collections. Anywhere pennies may be hiding. Look specifically for the 1984 penny. Then examine Lincoln's ear. If it looks doubled or strange, do not clean the coin. Take clear photos and send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. But here's the twist. There's one more version of this coin that's even rarer, and almost nobody knows about it. We're talking about a variant that experts believe only a handful exist. And if you want to know what it is, subscribe now, because that's exactly what we're covering in the next video. This one might not just pay off your mortgage. It might buy you the mansion of your dreams. What if the path to your wealthy future doesn't start with stocks or real estate, but with a penny? What if the next chapter of your life is already sitting in your glove box? Remember, not all treasure is buried. Sometimes, it's just hiding in plain sight. Subscribe now, hit the bell, and start your search. Your $1 million moment might be waiting in your pocket. Top 5 error pennies that could make you a millionaire. Subscribe for weekly tips on rare coins worth money.